Welcome. Hello.
Hey, wait, I wasn't sure he was even going to say hello then. I was waiting for you.
This is the big chill week. Bit chilly. How's it going? How was your week? What's been going on with you?
I had a bizarre week.
Okay, stop. Not interested. The viewers, the listeners are here for one reason only, and then we are putting this to bed for the final time.
Oh, right.
We've had Saving Private Ryan. We've had an apology. This is blood pressure week, and then we don't talk about health anymore.
Please.
Okay, so please tell us. You went yesterday to the doc.
I did.
What did the doc say about your blood pressure? Because I had you 1 foot in the grave when you told me you're 170 over 130, and you should be 120 over 80.
So it's the bottom number on the thing, and I'm about 111, and you've got to get to 95.
80. What's the top number?
Oh, it varied between the 150s and 160s and things like that. But he was really okay. He was okay with it. So I am going to move on to a blood pressure tablet.
Okay.
He said to me, when I get to your age, so I'm nearly 51 and a half, when I get to your age, nearly everyone's got reasonably high blood pressure. I mean, I'm a fairly high-strung fella anyway.
Yeah.
I'm on a bit of a weight loss trek at the moment. He said, well, that will only help you.
Well, what did he say?
He also said, if you are hanging out with people give you the shits,
there we go,
the blood pressure will rise. And I said, you have no idea, Doc. You have no idea.
Is the family causing you a bit of stress, are they? The kids driving you nuts?
Yeah.
Are they?
Nice deflection. Anyway, so no, look, I said, God's honest truth, I said, look, I don't know you that well. Is everything laissez-faire to you? Or he said, nah, you'll be right. You'll be right. I said, I've got myself 1 foot in the grave. He says, well,
I have you 1 foot in the grave. And look, I'm not a medical professional by any means, but I'm a little bit worried. I don't think it's a laissez-faire thing, and I do agree that blood pressure goes up massively at our age. But I mean, you want to be as close to 120 over 80, even with the blood pressure meds. So I think what he's doing is he's starting you on a course. He's going to check you every few months.
Yeah, I've got to check every few months.
Okay, and he might up and down the dose. He might add this, he might add that.
Well, I'm not a doctor, mate, but if this fella said to me, jump off the cliff, I would just say, where's the cliff? I would go and do it.
You say that quite often, actually. Okay, anyway, so that's it.
I'll tell you why, because you don't go to these professionals and then not follow their advice. This fella is the top man in his field.
Is he?
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. Was that a vet? He was a vet in his top doc in his field. A veterinarian. Anyway, stop. Let's stop being silly. Okay, I'm glad you've had it checked.
It's boring the shit out of me, let alone everyone else.
It's boring the shit out of everyone. We will no longer talk about health.
Good. Can I tell you some funny things? I'll tell you what's happened to me. Because we've got this podcast, when funny things happen, do you have this? Can I tell a story on the show? Can I tell a story on the podcast? Do you ever think that?
I do, yeah.
I do. And I whip my phone out and I now take little stories through the week.
That's because your memory's going. Usually you would remember.
Okay. I've got a funny story for you.
I'll be the judge.
I travelled this week for work. I'm up in Brisbane.
You always start stories like that.
Yeah.
It's like the Golden Girls. Remember the day.
I'm up in Brisbane.
Picture the scene.
I go to bed at about 11 o'clock. I got into a deep sleep. At 1 in the morning, it was about 10 past 1, in a hotel room, booming at the top of the speaker, evacuate the building, evacuate the building, evacuate the building. And you think to yourself, oh, this is false alarm. This is a dream.
Did you sleep through it? Did you one of these people?
I'll keep sleeping. Another 5 minutes go by. Evacuate. You think this? I can beat this thing. I'm not moving. After 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, I don't know the time, you think to yourself, I better check. So I go out, put my head out the corridor. I have a look.
Sniff around.
And they're going
Is
down.
there smoke?
They're going down. So I thought, this is not a joke anymore. And this thing is so loud. So I didn't even put shoes on. I wear boxer shorts to bed. I put a T-shirt on.
Hello, slow music, please.
Yeah. Now,
dreamy.
Luckily for me, I was on floor 4. It was about 13 levels, and I was on the 4th floor. So down I roll, and out I come. And I took a perch across the road there in Brisbane from the hotel.
You took a seat. Okay. Yeah, let's speed this up.
Oh, sorry about that. This is storytelling. I've spoken to you about this. You're bored, eh?
If you don't continue.
Anyway, the part I want to tell you is every person that came out of the building after me looks up like they're looking for the towering inferno. I've never had entertainment. People come out. They went when they're looking for. They had their phone out. Some girls came out fully dressed with their bags and their clothes and their hair done, makeup. It's 1:30 in the morning, right? We're outside now for about half an hour. There was one little family that came out in their pyjamas with cute little kids. Everyone else was mucking around. We sat there for half an hour. Then the ambulance came. The fire department comes.
Yeah, what happened? Is there a fire? Is there something? Is there a false alarm?
They finally let us back in. Walked past the fireman and I said, "What was it?" He goes, "False alarm." Mm-hmm. That was it. Went back to bed. About 4 o'clock, I went back to sleep.
So essentially the story is you got up at 1:30, you walked outside, and then you went back inside and you went to bed.
No, not if you're going to be in that mood. Maybe I haven't told it well. I can't tell you what people were looking for.
No, I do get it. It's happened to me a couple of times. Yeah.
Never happened to me before.
But what my immediate thought goes to, you're having a laugh, you think it's all a bit of fun. I'm thinking, holy shit, could this be something, in this day and age, could it be something more serious?
Exactly. I started to think, am I too close? If something happens, I'm looking as well for the towering inferno. We wanted action, right? We were waiting.
Right, okay, yeah.
But nothing came of it. And what about you? How was your week?
But yeah, it was fine. Nothing of particular interest to talk about.
I can tell you one other funny story I got told. Do you want to hear another one?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. You ever driven a diesel car?
Nope. Actually, I haven't, no.
Okay, so I used to drive a diesel car, so I'm well aware of this. And for those that drive diesel cars would be aware that you need to put in what's called AdBlue, which is an environmental liquid which stops sort of the fuels going out, right? It's a worldwide program. And if you don't have AdBlue in your car, it says to you, you've got 600 kilometres to go, you won't be able to turn your engine on again, okay? There's a lock that comes on the vehicle. So when I have my old little Evoque, that's what I have to go around and buy once every few months. Anyway,
AdBlue.
AdBlue it's called. Anyway, I'm mucking around with a fella during the week and he tells me this story. In his particular car, the AdBlue hole in the vehicle, or whatever you call it, is right next to where you put petrol in. Mm-hmm. Okay? He picked up his AdBlue to put it in, and instead of putting it in the AdBlue piece, he puts it into where you put the petrol. Mm. Now, AdBlue, for those that know it again, you've got to buy like a 10-litre container, okay? He put in 4 litres before he realised. Mm. He drove down the street because he thought, I'll go back to the petrol station and I'll dilute it with more petrol, right? Car stops. It hardens up. That's what it does. Mm-hmm. Guess the cost to fix his engine?
$2,000.
$16,000.
What?
16.
You might as well give that car
that's
back.
a royal mistake, mate.
Yeah. Yes, that is a big mistake. Does anyone cover that? Or is that out your own pocket?
No, it's his own doing. It's stupidity. He wasn't paying attention. You know when you put in leaded or unleaded and
I get it. When I was first driving back in Glasgow, first car, my father didn't really teach me, where to put the bits and pieces, the water, the dishwashing liquid. I think I put oil in the water or water in the oil and fucked the engine it was, if you don't know and you're not taught these things.
No, but this wasn't taught. This was no excuse. This is a grown man.
Okay.
Anyway, you look as happy as Larry. You do. Why are you so sad?
I'm not sad. Not sad. I feel good. I'm actually... I'll tell you why I feel sad. What the fuck have you done bringing the Big Chill to the podcast?
Well, we haven't even started yet.
Well, I'm laying my cards on the table. You better be armed to the teeth because this is not worthy. Another one not worthy. Okay. Having said that, it was nominated for Oscars. So I double-checked that as I'm watching this film. And thankfully, it was up there as one of the best movies of this particular year, which was 1983. So... for that, forgiveness is coming.
Just play this a little. Can you hear me? Can you hear the music? Light a shade of pale. I'll just do my intro to that in the background. Can I do that?
I think you can do whatever you want, but it might get cancelled.
Will we? No good? Beautiful song. Okay, we'll get to the soundtrack. Let me tell you about The Big Chill. The Big Chill is a story about 7 friends that come together as a result of their friend Alex, who commits suicide, and they spend the weekend together reuniting themselves after they were high school friends, they were college friends, And it's a story about 7 friends historically, where they are in their life, with their romances, with life issues. It's a very practical, down-to-earth movie with a super cast. And I'll read it to you. It's got Glenn Close, Kevin Kline, Mary Kay Place, JoBeth Williams, William Hurt, Tom Berenger, and Jeff Goldblum. It's set in 1983 with what I think personally is the best soundtrack ever put together on film, and I'm going to talk through that through the show. Robbie, you've already sort of told us, but tell us again, had you seen The Big Chill, and what did you think of it?
I had not seen The Big Chill, and I was pretty bored with it. I thought the soundtrack, as you say, was excellent, but this was probably great in its day. But I think it's dated really badly. Phenomenal cast, but it's like the TV show Friends. It's like other ensemble TV shows about 30-somethings' lives and the ups and downs, and that's it. So I've seen it 1,000 times since, which is why I wasn't that interested, or it didn't really keep my attention. There was nothing spectacular. I mean, the writing was lovely. It was nice. It was nice. You know, that's as exciting as I can get about it now.
Sure.
But back in '83, probably would have loved it. Tom Berenger, I mean, he fantastic, and all the different stereotypes of the characters. Back in the day, great, but for me now, I'm a bit bored.
Okay. I would agree with you, right, that it hasn't aged well, right? I mean, it was a long time ago. I think there's some important topics which hopefully we'll get to discuss on this show today.
Bring them up.
Did it remind you of any... So I really like it because of the music, and you've spoken about this, like with Stand By Me, and whether it's St Elmo's Fire, which has got a lot of similarities to it, right? This core group of friends. And my life's a bit like this as well, right? That I had a close group of school friends that, you know, you may not see as often. So you was close to them to the day. Have you grown up in different directions, but you still love these people, right? And yes, nice is the right word for it, because there's no special effects. It's very, very simple plot. They spend the weekend together, catching up again.
Why?
Why what?
Why do they spend the weekend together?
Because they're following on from their friend Alex's funeral.
How did Alex die?
He committed suicide.
Okay. So Alex actually is played by Kevin Costner. His scenes were cut. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was in the movie, but his scenes were cut. So Alex committed suicide. Now,
because we've never seen Alex, obviously.
Yes. Now, do you like this, or when you watched it again? And it's up to you if you want to talk about this. Your friend Scott committed suicide 20 odd years ago.
30 years ago.
30 years ago. Do you want to talk about that and the connections and how it made you feel when you get back together with your mates, or can you talk about after it happened and you were with your friends? Did you well, I mean, if you're ever going to open up and connect with a film, this is the one that you're going to do it with, because you can talk about this in reality.
You caught me off guard. Look,
did you think about it during the film?
A little bit. I mean, the word makes you think about it, and my brain goes straight to it. Yeah, I mean, I've lived it for 30 years. He was like my best mate, right? He was my doubles partner. We played tennis all through school. We were a very close group of friends. When I was overseas when it happened, so I wasn't there. I came straight home. And it really mucked my life up.
Well, can you talk about the aftermath of when you came home, what you did, who you went to see first, what was the feeling like between your friends? Was it similar to the reactions in the movie?
Well, I was dating Natalie already, and she went round to my parents' house and told them, and so Mum rang me with Natalie there at the kitchen table. This is what's happened. And Mum didn't know how to tell it to me either. She said to me, Scott's gone to his dad. What? What are you talking about? I can remember arguing with her. And then she sort of said it, and I was in...
The words were Scott's passed away or Scott has died?
No.
Scott's taken his life?
He committed suicide.
Right.
But that was after a few goes of Scott's gone to his dad, because Barry had died a few years earlier. So I was in Italy by myself. It was a pretty challenging time of my life. I was with 2 other guys, but we'd happened to have separated.
But I want to talk about, if you don't mind, just when you came back and you got together with the group of friends that he was part of. What was that like? Was it a lot of hugging? Was it emotional?
Horrific.
Telling stories? Do you want to go there?
Not really. not really, because I'll just start crying in a minute. Yeah, I mean, there was a group there's groups within groups, right? So whilst we had a group of about 11 of us, 4 of us had spoken at Scotty's 21st birthday in the May. So this was September. I got back in October. Sorry, I got back, September 4th, 3 days after it happened. Yeah, I went round to JJ's house. That's Kick's brother. He was the one that I was closest to. We'd spoken. We'd written the speech together. Nick DeYoung, Nick Manuel. We were like brothers back then, right? And Scotty was everything to us. And I went to Gail, his mum's house. I want to start crying.
What was Scotty like as a human? Was he upbeat, gregarious, funny?
Yeah.
Can you compare him to someone in our crowd?
No, because I'm going to start crying. So
No,
it's clouding the thought.
It's fine.
I don't particularly want to. People, they say in sport, right? If someone doesn't play, the longer they don't play, the better they get. And so now if I say anything good about him, everyone say, you're only saying that because he's not here. He was an unbelievable personality, right? So super athlete. He was a 4 handicap at golf, brilliant tennis player, right? Just magnificent. But he had what I call swagger, right? He would walk in, he'd pick up every girl. He had blonde hair. He was beautiful. He was doing law at Monash, law commerce at Monash. Everybody loved him. Scotty was very, very unique. Just personality overload. He was magnificent. And I spent, from year 11, year 12, doubles on a Friday. So we went to Wesley. If you played sport at a high level at Wesley, you were like royalty. We would walk through the school on a Friday with our blazer on, the 2 of us, and he would walk sort of ahead because he wanted to be the man. Like I thought I liked to be the man. He was next level, and then it was just magnificent to be on the court with him. And then through year 12 was horrific because his father got bowel cancer and sat on the court. Every Friday, Barry would come and watch, and he deteriorated literally in front of us. And by the last match of the season, he had a beanie on and he was a shell of a man, and he died. And then Scotty took his life about 3 or 4 years later, 96.
And was there ever any indication that Scott was suffering from mental illness or had depression, or was there...
You want me to tell the story or not?
Yeah. Well, if you want to, it's up to you.
Well, we're here now. So I was in a car with him one night, okay? A little red Datsun. And I was in the back seat, Nick was in the back seat, JJ was in the front seat, Scotty's driving, and we're in Glen Iris, and he starts going through stop signs.
He's driving,
and he's going through stop signs, right? We are going fucking mental, screaming, pull the car over. I have it in my head clearly. Eventually pulls over. I reckon there was 3 of them. So you're just going down. This is not in a main road. This wasn't Toorak Road. But if you know Glen Iris, sort of Summerhill Road.
This is just foot down.
Back streets, foot down, boom, right through, and it says stop, like T intersection, like that. We get out of the car and all hell breaks loose, like pushing him over, everyone sort of swinging, swearing. It's late at night. He wasn't drinking even, right? Like, it wasn't like, when I say even, he didn't have an excuse, is what I'm saying.
How long was this before he took his life?
This was, because I went 6 weeks before, so this would have been in the window of probably a month before that.
What did he say he was doing? Why did he do that? Why did he risk your
remember.
lives?
I'd be making that up. But I just remember screaming, what the fuck, you're going to get us all killed. You're going to get us all killed, right? But at the time, I was so naive. I didn't even know what suicide was. I didn't know. And I touched on this on a few other podcasts. I was so naive. I talked about it on Castaway. I didn't know what suicide was and mental health. I didn't know the condition he was in. I didn't know any of that. And then when he came over to say goodbye to me before I left for my trip, and I've agonised on this, on whether he said goodbye to me for the final time, because he shook my hand and he wouldn't sort of let it go. It was quite, I'm going to start crying again. Talk about something else.
Well, first of all, I think it's very brave to talk about it.
No, it's
hard. It's hard.
Yeah. So this year's his 30-year anniversary, the September 1st. I mean, you guys have had a friend who passed away, and there's a very big difference, right, between passing away because of ill health and desperately trying to live, and someone who loses their life. And
Well, I think the difference is someone that takes their own life, it's sudden, it's shocking. Generally, there's no reason given.
there was no notes
as to why it happened.
All he left was a photo that said sorry on it. He was a baby, mate. I mean, I've got a son that's older than what he was, right? He was 21. I mean, really terrible. It just destroyed his Gail, a beautiful Gail, like and Dana, such nice people. I still stay connected with Gail, now probably once or twice a year, text messages, and she follows the podcast. And
Yeah. Okay. Well, that takes us back to the big chill, and essentially you've set up exactly what this movie is all about. And I wondered when I was watching it if this was one of the reasons you brought it to the podcast.
No, I brought it to the podcast because I just love the music. That's why. That's the bit I remember. The soundtrack. There's no link for me. I don't sit there and think of Scott when I was doing it. When you bring it up and keep asking me, then it comes out, right? But there's other things that bring you trigger points for Scotty, right? But no, I don't think to myself, well, that's a suicide. That's my suicide.
Sure.
The two stories happen to be, if you think about it, very close, though.
They're very close. Okay, I'll tell you what. Just take a breath.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk a little bit about each of the characters and what they bring to the movie. So we'll talk about Tom Berenger, who plays Sam Webber. He's a television actor.
Yeah.
He's approached by Meg to father her child, but refuses, feeling fatherhood is too great a responsibility, as he already has an estranged child. Then we have Glenn Close, who plays Sarah Cooper. She had a brief affair with Alex 5 years earlier, primarily out of compassion. Sarah now helps friend Meg's goal to single motherhood by facilitating her impregnation by Harold. So we'll get into that convoluted little story.
What do you think of that?
That was a bit weird, that you can send your husband off to impregnate
Yes, it wasn't just
your
have
best
sex.
friend's wife.
Yeah.
But it was more than just.
Go on. She wants to make love with someone. They're going to now share a child.
Well, so what I was trying to say there was this husband and wife. The wife was sent into. I think we've done something with your headphones there, champ.
Sorry.
The wife sent the husband in to have sex with the best friend so that she could be impregnated. I thought it would just be stick it in, wiggle it around, boom, and leave. But they were kissing. It was love making.
It was love making. So then when he came back in the morning at the breakfast table, he put his hand on his shoulder, then he kissed his wife. That was all a bit, I didn't like that.
Well, that was all a bit strange. One thing, anyway, whatever. So then we have Jeff Goldblum. He plays Michael Gold. He's a journalist. William Hurt plays Nick Carlton. He's a former talk radio psychologist, now an impotent Vietnam vet and drug dealer. Kevin Kline plays Harold Cooper, married to Sarah. And we've got JoBeth. Kevin Kline was the guy that had sex with the friend's wife. We've got JoBeth Williams, and she plays Karen, an unfulfilled writer, unhappily married to Richard. And as I mentioned, Kevin Costner plays Alex, whose scenes were cut. So
did you see yourself in any character? Oh, I did. I saw one in you.
Maybe Kevin Kline and William Hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I saw William Hurt. I saw you with William Hurt.
The impotent drug dealer.
No, not the drug dealer. Sort of the attitude and the discussion and the no bullshit. He was cool. I thought I liked him. He was good.
I like that. I'll take William Hurt. What about yourself? Who did you think you were most like? The Sporto? There's no Sporto.
No Sporto, but probably, I don't know, it sounds cocky if I said it, but probably the Tom Berenger character, but not really.
The TV actor? Yeah, look, I don't know.
I don't really know,
You can take little bits from everybody.
Yes.
Now, they were aged. Did you think this was a bit weird or unusual? So they looked to me older than the years they were playing. They were meant to be in their 30s, mid-30s. But I'm not very good at determining the ages of people. I mean, I look 21 to 25-ish, all right? Yeah, 60 to 65-ish.
I do.
These guys, I would have put them in, well, probably in the mid-30s, actually. But it just looked weird. It just felt weird that they were having to go through this, and they were very mature, and they were buying investment properties and doing all this kind of stuff. But I suppose mid-30s, that's what was happening. You think anything about that? You find any of that a little bit strange.
It just, you can't tell because it's so dated, and so you're trying to look back at Glenn Close and thinking to yourself, well, I've seen her as an old lady now. There she's supposed to be a young woman.
And Tom Berenger with moustache looking like Magnum PI.
Exactly.
Which I think he actually was meant to.
Yes.
I quite like the 80s... the 80s not the references, but actually what was happening in the 80s, the smoking in the car, the ashtrays in the car.
Yep.
Like my uncle used to smoke, and we used to be in the car with him all the time, and the windows are up or down, whatever, but he used to stub out the ashtrays, the cigarettes in the ashtrays, and the ashtrays were overflowing. So that was one thing that I remembered. It's a bit like old wedding, 4 weddings and a funeral. I thought, in a way.
You want to trigger me on Scott? That's the song. I've told you that.
Yeah. Well, tell us just to finish off the...
to bring it up again. So at his funeral, they actually... I mean, Gail's magnificent. She waited for me to come home from Italy to have the funeral, right? So I thought that was beautiful. I'll never forget that. And then when we carried him out of the Wesley Chapel, they played the song Love Is... from 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Love Is All Around Me. Love is all around me.
Yeah, so I've never... So when you've asked me, let's do that film, I've never watched it.
So you've never watched that film?
I can't watch it. But you keep bringing up the fucking film. Anyway, I won't mumble.
Well, just in terms... I suppose, again, without going on about it, there's a connection there in terms of the type of film that it is with the friends getting together.
Well, I thought it was more a bit of St Elmo's and a bit of Breakfast Club, where they've got the different personalities and the different... agitators and the pleasers and these things. I tell you what else. I tell you what I liked about watching it this time, because I did enjoy it. Right? Yes, it's dated, but I like true stories, and I like real life and practical. Right? So they had the conversations about wanting children, and she couldn't have children, but they did make it far fetched with that bit we just spoke about having sex with your best friend. I mean, imagine if it was you and I. I mean, as if you would let you want to have a child, you can't have a child. I'll let you have sex with my wife. I mean, it
again.
Exactly. Buying a property as a kid, the adventures that they spoke about, starting businesses, and the challenges of married life. The one that loved Tom Berenger, and she was talking about Richard and her problem with her marriage and her childhood sweetheart. To me, yes, it was a very simple film.
I think for everything you've discussed there, and you'd want to talk about talking points, all that stuff happens today. Okay, so all these conversations happen in real life today, happen in groups around the world today. So from that point of view, the film is relatable. But it was for me, it was just a bit too slow. But what we're realizing now, I think, is that the topics that are brought up, the suicides, the conversations that they were having.
Well, the challenges around marriage, you had a challenge then 40 years ago, you still got it today. You're not in love, or you can't connect, or you've grown apart.
And then the twist in the film was halfway through when one of the guys says, Alex died for most of us a long time ago. They hadn't seen each other for 10 years.
That was probably the best scene of the film, I thought. That conversation which William Hurt starts.
That's right. And
do you want to talk about that? So set it up.
Well, nothing really to set up other than these friends grew up together. They were best friends, a core group of friends. Then they all go off in their different ways, and they catch up once every few years. And that's it, essentially. You have that...
No, but to help you then, okay? Glenn Close
it doesn't
kept
matter.
saying...
Anyone listening, doesn't matter. All the point is...
I think it does.
That friends grow apart. And all you talk to me about this sometimes, that... And same for me, when I go back to Scotland, I haven't lived there for 25 years. I've got a core group of mates, and it's like we've never left. But we talk about the same stuff that happened generally when we grew up together for the first 30 years.
Because you don't have current day-to-day content.
Right. So that's what William Hurt was saying, that Alex died for us a long time ago, because he was a nice guy, but there were probably some trouble there. So friendships change, people move on.
Yeah.
You hang on to the memories of a bygone era when you were growing up. And that's the kind of conversations it brings up, which is true now. As in our 50s, our own group has gone through changes, and it's difficult. You grow, you've pulled back from some
there's
people.
There's guilt, right? So Glenn Close was living with... She kept bringing it up like she'd seen him yesterday, but she was living with the guilt. Could I have done more? William Hurt, like you said, he called it out.
It's like
which triggered a fight with Tom Berenger. When he said, I still loved him, I still love you. He hadn't moved on, right? He was back there and hence why that was his love interest, was the girl from 30 years ago.
That's exactly right. So some people move on, some people don't move on.
Correct.
Friendships change, friendships evolve, some devolve, and it's just life. So it's a movie about life. It's essentially
it is. I think it's a nice film. I don't think it's going to win too many awards. Right.
Well, we'll talk about that, but it was nominated for a few back in the day, as we've talked about. Look at a similar ending, I thought, to The Deer Hunter.
Yep.
You know, the kind of, you go through the ebbs and flows of the movie, the ups, the downs, the fights, then everyone gets back together and you kind of finish off in a kind of Deer Hunter-esque way, when they're all kind of eating together and sitting together.
I'll tell you one thing I took from it as well, is that true friendship that has got that core connection, you can take the piss. And I found it, I'll tell you a very quick story. When I used to work at Pentana, shout out to you, Richard, you taught me this.
Richard gets a lot of airtime here.
Yeah, Richard does get it. He's one of our big fans. And we're at a Chinese restaurant, and there's all the team with us and me, and he is ripping into me like you can't believe, right? And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. Anyway, as we walk out of the restaurant, I said to him, "You give me a hard time." And he says, "Ro, I know you best in the room. It's the best compliment I can give you, is that I can take the piss out of you because we are so close and we do have that relationship."
So ripping into you as in taking the piss?
Yeah, making fun of the way I hold the fork or what I do this, right? But if your boss does it, there's an old saying, right? What leaves him like a feather hits me like a bowling ball, right? The seniority piece, right? But it was actually really beautiful what he said to me in the car park. It was bloody awful through lunch. And that's when you start to realise, sometimes, as long as you don't go too far, right?
I don't think it's okay to make... Richard, not okay. I'm going to tell you, Richard, I don't think that is okay to belittle somebody in front of a table for whatever reason. It's all right for me to do it to you on a podcast, but not at a table in front of your peers.
No, they weren't my
so
peers.
I'm backing you up on that one.
Yeah.
Richard.
So anyway, it was... Yeah, okay, maybe I haven't described that too well, but I just remember that time. All right,
Richard's getting on the phone to you after he listens to it. Richard, what the fuck have you just said about me on this podcast? You better edit that out. There's a lawsuit coming.
Can we go through, before Rohan Reminisces, can I just tell you, we're going to do a little game, okay?
What about you don't talk about the music first?
That's what I'm talking about, best soundtracks.
Yeah, well, let's run through the music.
Okay, you run through the songs.
Well, we start with I Heard It Through the Grapevine. We've got My Girl. We've got...
Go slow, because these are great tunes.
Only if you whisper it every time you say go slow to me. From now on, moving forward. Seriously.
How you can make me cry and laugh in the same 20 minutes is impressive. I'll give you that.
Well, so
go on.
Say it.
Go slow.
Oh, I get tingles. Okay.
You idiot.
Wow, and movement. I Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Yeah, great song.
My Girl.
Great song.
Smokey Robinson, Good Lovin'.
Good love. Good love. Yep.
You should have had the tracks all ready to go and plugged in.
I could.
Joy to the World.
I didn't like Joy to the World. I reckon it's a... Is that Jeremiah was a bird from... Is that right?
Joy to Hoyt Axton. Artist 3 Dog Night. More Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. I second that emotion. A Whiter Shade of Pale. Tell Him. And more. It was good. It was great.
When a Man Loves a Woman as well, isn't it? I know something about love.
There's an extra
Can't always get what you want when they leave the funeral. Whiter Shade of Pale is divine. I just think it's a great set. Did you like the music or not?
I loved the music.
Oh, you did? Okay, because that's the reason I wanted you. Because they literally play it the whole time. There's music going almost the whole time.
That's the reason you wanted me to watch the movie, because of the music.
It is. But you've taken me down my darkest path. All right, time for Rohan Reminisces, I reckon. We're flogged. I like that tune. Okay, I'm just going to tell you the best soundtracks. Can you try and guess? I've got here the top 10 soundtracks before we do Rohan Reminisces. We've gone early.
What? So
okay,
how do I have to reverse? I have to reverse Rohan Reminisces, or this is part of Rohan Reminisces?
We'll make a part.
Okay, so what year are we in?
No. Best soundtracks of all time. What number has it come in the top 10?
What number has The Big Chill?
Yes.
4.
5. Can you guess
Bodyguard.
any of the 4 ahead of it?
Bodyguard, Stand By Me, Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction number 1.
Right.
Good get. We just
Dogs,
did this.
maybe?
No. Not in the 10.
Trainspotting?
No. Oh, yes, Trainspotting at 6. Great get. Well done, Robbie.
Thanks, mate. So Bodyguard not in there.
Number 10, you should get. We just did it.
There would be too many pauses for
Mark
me to.
Wahlberg.
Oh, Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Number 9, The Graduate. Number 8, Almost Famous. Number 7, Nobody
Almost
Puts
Famous.
Baby in the Corner, Dirty Dancing.
Okay.
Number 6, The Big Chill. Number 4,
Number 5.
Tom Hanks.
What was 5? You said 6, The Big Chill.
Big Chill was 5.
What was 6 then?
Train Spotting.
Okay, sorry, you missed that. Okay, keep going. 4.
4, Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's got great tunes in it. Number 3, Saturday Night Fever. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 1, Pulp Fiction.
There you go.
There you go.
Good.
So,
Okay.
Rohan Reminisces. So we're going to take you back to 1983.
Lovely. Fine vintage.
It is. The nominees for Best Film were Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Scarface, The Big Chill, and Terms of Endearment, Trading Places, War Games, Flashdance, and Risky Business. And the winner of Best Film was...
I actually forgot what you said. It was the Shirley MacLaine one, the Jack Nicholson one.
Well done, Terms of Endearment.
Terms of Endearment, yeah.
Well done, Robbie. Television-wise, one famous show came out, which we've spoken about a little bit on this show.
Clues, please.
You want a question?
Clues.
Oh, clues? Army show,
A-Team.
comedy, great nickname for the main character,
Oh, in 83.
great nickname for the most famous female in it.
Oh, MASH.
MASH, the final episode of MASH was 83.
Oh, the final episode. Right.
Okay, there was another huge show. You just said one. The 18 premiered as well.
Right.
And then another show started off with probably the best opening TV soundtrack.
Cheers. Harris on fire.
Unbelievable. How did you do that? That's really good.
Look at you.
That was really good. I thought I love Cheers. The Cheers music is outstanding. We always taken away in the world today makes everything you got. Okay, talking music.
You're crying again.
I am crying
I've got a
again.
big man in tears. And from now on, I'm bringing
I need
the
tissues. We need sponsors. We need a tissue sponsor.
Kleenex,
Can't
if you're
even read
listening.
it anymore. Okay, 1983 music-wise, Michael Jackson came out with his most...
Ooh.
What's his biggest song?
Thriller?
Thriller. Well done. That's not as exciting as getting Cheers, but...
It's not as thrilling, you mean?
Prince, 1999, ruled the charts. U2, War, David Bowie, Last Dance. Madonna released her debut album. And the biggest song of the year was by Police, and that was what? You do it every second of your life.
Walking.
What do we do every day?
Speaking. Talk.
Well, no, we don't speak every
breathe.
second.
Every breath you take.
You breathe every second. Well,
Every step you make. Every
One
move.
song of the year. From a pop culture perspective, Cabbage Patch. Remember Cabbage Patch Kids? Not that any. I hope you
Stutter
didn't
that
play
one
with
again.
I did.
The cabbage. Yes, I do remember the Cabbage Patch Kids. Absolutely, my sisters.
I know, but you wouldn't have
them.
had one.
My sisters did.
Yeah, my sister probably did. I don't know. Remember Swatch? They were very
Yeah, of
popular.
course we
The
could.
watch. Yeah, yeah. To get them all.
Yeah.
You're better at this than I really thought. I can't see what's going on next. He-Man. Remember He-Man?
Then He-Man and the century and Skeletor.
Skeletor was the
He-Man
baddie.
and Skeletor. Yeah, I used to watch that every Saturday
I
morning.
reckon we can the movies and just do Rohan Reminisces.
He-Man and This is
fun.
my favourite bit now.
Yeah, no, you are on fire. Okay.
Masters of the Universe. He-Man and Masters of the Universe.
You got a great memory. In 1983, what happened to the Australian dollar?
It tanked, mate.
No, it floated.
I mean, it floated, mate.
So it was a fixed exchange rate moved to a floating exchange rate, and so foreign exchange and the value compared to foreign currency, and that was with the Hawke Labor government, Bob Hawke, and the Treasurer, Paul Keating. The best actor in 1983 was who?
Best actor in 83. Well, can you give me some movies?
No.
Give me-
Robert Duvall in Tender Mercies.
Ah, well, then we should watch that. Like
Have you
Robert
seen
Duvall.
it?
No, I haven't.
No. From a sporting perspective, there was one very famous thing happen. I'll give you the hint.
Have we done a
Prime,
podcast on it?
the Prime Minister of the country said,
Oh, if you come, you'll be a bum. If you,
any employer that sacks the person for not coming to work tomorrow is a bum.
was this? Is this the sailing?
it?
Was it the sailing?
Robbie's on fire today. 5 out of 5. They won the America's Cup with the wing keel It was famous in Australian sporting history. So the Americans hadn't ever lost. 127 years.
Oh, is that what it was? 127 years they hadn't lost.
127 years America's Cup, and that's when they played Land Down Under, and they won with the wing keel at. Yeah, there you go. So that's Rohan Reminisces.
Fantastic. We done?
Unbelievable how good you are at it.
Say that last bit again for the sound grab.
No, unbelievable. The cheers and you get the best movies, you get the best actors. Very good at it, and especially the old ones.
Well, you've lifted me up. I feel quite good. I feel all
I'm impressed.
inside.
Yep, go for it. I reckon Rohan Reminisces is getting ahead of the trivia time.
What did you say?
What time is it for?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
You keep getting it wrong. You've got to Simon say
What do you want me to say?
It's time for trivia.
Time for trivia.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We've always got time for trivia, my man.
Jesus
Okay, here we
Christ.
go.
Go on.
Budget 8 million, about 25 million now, made over 56 million, so good return, which is about 175 now. Awards: the movie was nominated for 3 Academy Awards in 1984, including Best Picture, Best Writing, and Best Actress in a supporting role for Glenn Close, but the film failed to take home an Oscar in any way. So there was a number, actually, of nominations.
That's a decent. Sorry to interrupt. That's a decent. Like, you wonder, should we do it?
Decent
They're nominated for
nominations.
best film.
For sure. And actually, I mean, it got a number of nominations, not a huge amount, but nominated in the Golden Globes, the BAFTAs, and the Academy Awards. Sean Penn was considered for the role of Alex Marshall. Coming soon, actor Tom... I don't know, that's quite not bad. Must be early in the morning. Actor Tom Berenger described this film as being about that period in your life when you're beginning to realise you have limitations, that you will never accomplish certain goals and dreams. Suddenly, you're not good anymore. That feels like me right now.
Well, the limitation is when he tried to jump into the car because he could do it as the stunt, but couldn't do it in real life.
Like Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Okay, the soundtrack of the movie consisted of many 1960s era rock songs. Because of the success of the soundtrack, dozens of TV commercials used music from the same period.
Yeah.
Offset, Glenn Close introduced the cast to the game of Trivial Pursuit, which was not yet popular in the US, but was quite popular in Canada, where she lived at the time. You ever played Trivial Pursuit?
Used to play it a lot as a kid. I was never very good at it.
We don't have a huge amount of trivia in here, so I'll wrap it up with an and finally.
Oh, this is the shortest one ever.
Well, honestly, there was nothing particularly interesting in the trivia.
Fair enough.
Outside of Kevin Costner being the dead.
Yeah, that was.
Alex.
I'd never heard that.
Oh, many movie posters for the film featured a long blurb that read, "How much love, sex, fun, and friendship can a person take? The story of 8 old friends searching for something they lost and finding that all they needed was each other. The big chill in a cold world. You need your friends to keep you warm." That's what it was. That is it from me. Wrap it up, son, and give us a rating.
Supercast, the best sound, my favourite soundtrack of any movie ever produced. It probably, time has not served it well, but some real life topics, obviously very powerful in terms of the topics, and we've gone through that. I'm not going to start crying today. I've given it a 3.8 out of 5, out of sentimentality. I would grant you that.
Okay.
Robbie?
Look, it brought up more conversations than I thought it would. It is a simple show. It's dated. I give it a 2.5 out of 5. I give you a 5 out of 5 for opening up. And this is your correspondent. This is your correspondent show. And thank you for being so honest, genuinely, because it's a fucking hard thing to talk about.
It is.
It is a very hard thing to talk about. So thank you to you. And thank you to everybody for listening and tuning in.
I need a break. I'm going to have a rest.
All right. Well, we're out on YouTube, so check out there and please hit the subscribe button because we always ask you to do that. And we've got 3 subscribers.
No, we're up to... No, we've got a few more than 3.
Do we? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't look often, but check us out. Thank you very much. I hope you have a good week. You need to go and have a lie down.
I do. Thanks. Look, I appreciate the support through the show as well, right? I know people love to know what's really in your soul, and you kept digging till you got there, so...
Finally, a bit of emotion, a bit of reality.
Finally, some emotion. I cry every week.
It's true.
Let's go. Thanks for listening.
Until next time.